An academic institution is not just only about academics, it is much more. The events that are taking place in the institute, the faculties, the students, the incubation center, the cultural cell, and much more. Today, we will be talking about the incubation center of Silver Oak University called as Ignite. Namaste, my name is Rashmi Sharma. I am Head of Content at Silver Oak University and I welcome you to the episode 10 of Vartalap, a special podcast series brought to you by Silver Oak University. Together with me to discuss about Incubation Center is Mrs. Tina Sachdev, who is handling Ignite, the Incubation Center of Silver Oak University. Namaste ma'am, thank you so much for being part of this podcast.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
Let's start with the very basic thing, ma'am. Incubation Center is something that is not known to the parents or maybe in fact to the students who are on an outlook for looking for a higher education institute for themselves. So let's start with what exactly is Incubation Center?
Incubation Center in layman's language, if we say, is that where a startup or a person who is having a unique idea can come and scale its idea and turn it into a scalable business.
So it is mandatory to have an idea already, or we also have an ecosystem where a person who has no idea about what he really wants to do in life can actually work about his ideas and can actually, make it into a startup or business idea which can again be flourished.
You need not have an idea mandatorily. The only mandatory thing I would suggest you need to have is that diligence. If you really want to start a business, the only thing I would suggest is diligence and consistency, that you need to have it. But idea, we have workshops like design thinking workshops where you can develop your idea. So yeah, that way it is.
So is it mandatory for all the students across the 17 institutions to be part of Incubation Center, or it is not? Anybody who just knows, they just come up and then they interact and get to know about Incubation Center?
It is not mandatory, of course it's not, because this is a thing of interest. People who have interest, they would come to Incubation Center. But there is one thing, they should know about Incubation Center. Till they don't know, how would they come? So we sensitize them. We tell them what is Incubation Center, but they need not be a part of it.
Let me just talk about, the challenges of the Incubation Center generally faced.
Challenges of the Incubation Center is that people don't know what is Incubation Center and how much government is supporting the startups. Then second challenge is that they need consistency and discipline and diligence to work on.
So let's talk about the eligibility criteria.
We welcome everybody and it is free of cost for all of them.
How does it look like? Do I have to come to the Incubation Center and talk to few mentors to come to a conclusion?
You need not come daily. You can work from your home also. But yeah, if you have confusion, so we are there.
How does the standard operating procedure looks like?
Normally, we have two forms. One is pre-incubation form and one is incubation form. Pre-incubation form is for people who are, like you said, who are interested in entrepreneurship, but they are not sure that this idea is working or no. So they fill that pre-incubation form, which has very normal details. They have to fill that. And for incubation form, they have to fill all their idea. That is for people who have idea and who are sure that they want to work on it. Then we organize a screening. A screening could be offline or online.
When you said it is completely free, only the registrations are free or the entire journey is free?
For incubation, the entire journey is free. Yes, for some events, we might charge a nominal fee.
Now, I want to talk about the duration. How much time will you invest on a particular candidate who already has passed the screening?
It is 2 years maximum. We spend approximately 2 years on any startup.
Then what kind of support can a student expect from your center?
We provide support through networking events, through mentorship, and state-of-art facilities, fab labs. And since we have a college which has 17 streams, so we have access to different labs. So you can test your idea in any lab. We have 6 centers of excellences. But suppose you have idea on automobiles. So we have Royal Enfield Center of Excellence where you can practically test your idea. I feel proud to say that this is the only center in Gujarat.
When you talk about business ideas, a lot of students or participants do not come from business families, but they truly believe that their idea is going to, make huge revolution in the society. What about adding the business element to it, or scalability element to it, or legal or administrative support to it?
I suggest everybody, since people or the participants or the students who come here, they feel that they have their idea, so they can scale the business alone. But it's never like that. You need a co-founder. Maybe maybe the idea is yours, but the other aspects in which you are not good at it. So here you have the benefit. We are in the heart of the college, so we have around access to 23,000 students. For the legal aspect of it, we connect you to our partnered firm who can do the registrations, other compliances and other documentation for you, and they offer services at a very reasonable rate than market.
How do you measure the amount of efforts you have put into a startup and how well it has performed after your mentorship?
We have a regular monitoring progress. Every 6 months, we evaluate their progress. We have experts who come here and then they or maybe internal mentors. They come and they talk to them and they just see what is the progress they have done, and then they guide them for the further procedures. What can they do to start to scale their business?
If I talk about the different domains that your projects have been part of, like if you could name a few of the domains from which your startup idea belongs to.
Startup idea belongs to various domains like AI, green technology, sustainability, healthcare.
I wanted to understand at this point of time, Silver Oak University's mentors or faculty, how do they look like? What kind of expertise do they come from or do they have?
Mentors are people who are sitting in the industry. They are running their businesses, but then they want other startups. They are socially also very active. So they want other startups to also excel. So they then guide that sector specific startup so that other startup can excel and go ahead. And
what kind of financial support do these angel investors, these VCs or these mentors, or for that matter Ignite, also offer to students?
we offer different type of financial support. One is government grant. We have 2 government grants with us. One is SSIP and other is SAS. SSIP is for idea or POC, proof of concept development, and he gets up to 2.5 lakhs of money to scale their idea.
Per month?
That's for the idea.
For the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that up to 2.5 lakhs. So and other is SSIP is with us. So we have a SSIP committee who screens their idea.
How collaborative are you with the training and placement cell of Silver Oak University, where exactly the role is opposite? You want to be an employment generator rather than being an employee generator.
As you said, one is employee generator and one is employment generator. But yeah, we work very collaboratively.
So I wanted to understand what kind of events do you guys organize, and is it all in-house, or the students also can get to participate in other national and international events as well?
We conduct different events like ideathons, hackathons and expert talk ranging from various sectors like health sciences, law, technology. Then again, we encourage our students to participate in different hackathons, ideathons, where nationally and internationally, where I am again proud to say that our students have won number of awards into that.
So how do you ensure that intellectual property rights is something that has to be taken into consideration by Incubation Center of Ignite?
We have designated IPR cell for that, who organize different workshops, different events to create awareness among students. Eligible startups first submit their proposals and then they fill up their form, which is then submitted to attorney, and we are with them throughout the process, guiding them, and if there is any discrepancy, we address them to ensure smooth approval of that. I feel immensely proud to share that our university till date has published 117 patents and 5 copyrights, marking the achievement in innovation.
I think it was a very good discussion around incubation center, the e-cell, and the opportunities that are open after somebody goes to that rigorous practice. You told us about the eligibility criteria. It was all good, and I hope that most of our questions related to incubation centers or a startup idea or how to pitch in a startup idea was all cleared and was discussed in this podcast. In case you have any questions that was not answered in this podcast, please do write to us through the comment section below this video. If you like this video, please give us a like. If you think that this particular video would be beneficial to somebody you know, please share this video. Last but not the least, for latest updates, please subscribe to the official YouTube channel of Silver Oak University. Until next time, please take very good care of yourself.